But yes, a lot of it is actually, but it actually takes a lot of users, footballsa.com.au, Birks, Campbelltown, AR Score, Sporty Trucker, Sofa Score.
I've even tried to get it to use, like I've opened Dribble, do a screenshot and try to get it to transpose Tim's text rather than, because it's can't select stuff, and it couldn't quite figure that out, but I was chatting.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Welcome to round one of the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia. You're joining Football SA's coverage from Jack Smith Park, where West Torrens Birkalla will host last year's runner-up champions in Campbelltown City. We're minutes away from our 8:30 kickoff. It is Simon Jimenez here with you, joined on commentary by a man making his co-com debut, Theo Malonis. How are you?
Very good, very good.
I caught you off guard.
You did. You said I'm not going to talk, but thank you very much for that nice welcome.
Looking forward to getting your insight today. A lot of coaching experience, including about the both benches as well. So we're going to go into that a little bit later on. Last year, West Torrens Birkalla, they're in no man's land, mid-bottom of the table, but they've bolstered their ranks in the off-season for Campbelltown. It was a surprise back end of the season and almost a Cinderella story for them. We're going to go through the team lineups now, starting with Mitchell Nicholson's 11 chosen for West Torrens Birkalla. Firstly, number 2, Elle Princess. Number 4, Nicole Robertson. Number 5, Annalise Simpson. Number 7, Talia Bilardo. Number 8, Sasha Williams. Number 10, Lena Vogelsang. Number 11, Angela Mills. Number 12, Alice McCauley. Wearing the captain's armband, number 16, Sarah Chappell. In goals, number 20, Ayano Kurosawa. And number 25, Jasmine Franks. On the bench, Kendall Jenner, Mabel Day, Alana Ursino, Hayley Needs, Lara Dragani, and Sophie Betterman. Meanwhile, for Campbelltown, under Joe Rikiki and Amero Gosti, we've got number 2, Summer Doman. Number 4, Anastasia Simic. Number 9, Stella Vicharek. Number 10, Amelia Rikiki. Number 12, Monique Rikiki. Number 13, Georgia Yanella. Number 15, Olivia Bramley, who slips on the captain's armband. Number 21, Kira Glynns. Number 22, Melissa Bosco. Number 23, Anna Pritchard. Number 33, Yuka Takota. And on the bench for them, Elizabeth Kafari, Alyssa Costella, Brooke Gilchrist, Ruby Di Pieri, Marina Asada, Andrea Bustos. How far away are we from kickoff, do you think, Con? Con. Got the wrong name. Gio.
It's all Greek to me.
Oh, jeez.
No, we're probably about 15 to 20 seconds away, I think.
Yeah, we're doing not too bad. Both teams are getting lined up at the moment. Our officials today are Judda Tan, assisted by Robert Billinghurst and Ming Zhu. Cooled down a couple of degrees in Adelaide today. And we're set to get off in just a moment as the teams greet each other. So we're talking a little bit off air, Theo. I think Campbelltown's a really interesting story from last year.
Yep.
Bit of a Cinderella story in the back end. How did you sort of read that back half from Campbelltown?
Being in the West Adelaide bench, I saw them live. They started off quite slow after being undefeated, I think, in the WSL. They had a lot of good players, and then halfway through the year they managed to get some good signings and started building, getting some players back, and they made a bit of a fairy tale run. I think on the last day they beat Berks 1-0 and managed to get into the playoffs. So and the rest is history, they say.
Yeah, it was fascinating to watch that, and of course once the A-League finished, they picked up a couple big names in Chelsea Dorber and also the keeper as well, Claudia Jenkins. So that certainly bolstered the ranks as well. Do you think they were two of the players that made the difference? Yeah,
they had a couple of American girls as well that were excellent, I thought. And Dorber's absolute class, and Claudia's brilliant as well. So add that W League quality, and they're going to make anyone better. Yeah,
for sure. Now, meanwhile, Birkalla, I thought they had moments. They've got some quality that I saw from them last year. Who are some of the players that you like in particular from West Torrens Birkalla, both in terms of who played for them last year and maybe even some of the pickups?
Well, as mentioned previously, I do mind a long goal, so I do like a chapel cracker. A CC. I do. Vogelsang's, she's brilliant. Playing in that 10 position. I like Bellardo. She's very quick. They do tend to have, like last year, they had two very good goalkeepers. I think they've only got. I think Kendall. I think she played at reserves and she's on the bench. They are very hard to beat, especially at Jack Smith Park. The wind. Yeah. They're a great team to play. They try and play football, which is what football is all about. So it'll be great. Be a great round one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Campbelltown have offered with all the new signings and new coaches, and
Yeah, well, we're not too far away now. Just you mentioned Kendall Jenner. She is starting on the bench, and it is, I believe, a pickup, Ayano Kurosawa, that will be starting as the keeper. Formerly from Tokyo Verdy Belleza, I think, and also has a Japan national team cap apparently as well. Okay. So we will see what she's got to offer between the sticks as we get set to get under the way in just a moment. And the wind's just died off. I wonder if this is going to be the case for the next 90 minutes or so. Welcome to round one of the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia. As we get set to get underway. Talia Bellardo in the middle of the pitch, ready to get us going. Just waiting on that whistle of Judda Tan. Not a bad crowd tonight, I've got to say, Jack Smith, although I think maybe everyone's moved more towards the bar,
to the cover,
canteen as well. Yeah, but when I showed up, there was a nice little crowd and even some drums and active support for the reserves, which was nice.
Yeah, it's always good to hear.
Early throw-in. Campbelltown looked to press early, but quickly cut off by Birkalla. So starting at a little bit of decent pace there. Another throw in. And here's a chance for Campbelltown to build something, but some decent pressure still for West Torrens Birkalla. And there goes the whistle. El Parensis giving away that free kick.
On Nano pressure hard.
And now Campbelltown have an opportunity here to build from the back. Good pressure from West Torrens Birkalla. They go all the way back, Campbelltown. So some interesting form for both these teams. Of course, we've just wrapped up the pre-season cup It was a little bit of a struggle for West Torrens Birkalla, to be honest, because they only won one game, which was 3-2 against the FSA squad. But Campbelltown did not bad. Couple of draws and a couple wins as well.
Yeah. It's pre-season form is literally about getting minutes, getting systems in play, and getting a lot of defensive structures. And then as the season progresses, build your forward structures, your midfield structures, and that's a great ball actually. Is that Bilardo?
Here's a chance for West Torrens Birkalla. Sasha Williams just pushed away. This will be a goal kick for Campbelltown. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah. So, speaking to just a couple of different coaches throughout the season, pre-season, Costa mentioned from West Adelaide that Burks were actually 1-1 with West Adelaide at half-time, and then West Adelaide just kicked up another gear. So, I think rotations, like I said, I wouldn't take anything into it. There's Lena on the ball.
Lena Vogel saying centres it, and another early chance here for West Torrens Birkalla. That one, Sasha Williams, I think it took a deflection. But promising early start here for West Torrens Birkalla.
Yeah, and I think Campbelltown played against Comets. I think they drew that game. It was a very tight contest, I heard.
They did, yeah, 1-1 in that one.
So, look, there's quality in both sides. First few rounds about finding your feet as quickly as you possibly can and settling down.
West Torrens Birkalla not letting Campbelltown get it out of their own half. It was briefly turned over again, but West Torrens Birkalla played all the way back, and looks like they're going to look for a long option, but they didn't. Went short instead. And now it's time for Campbelltown to apply a little bit of pressure, and it's Stella Vitorek. And that's the
dangerous. That's Princess.
And the West Torrens Birkalla keeper, Ayano Kurosawa, has her first touch, and here's a throw-in in the defensive area for West Torrens Birkalla. You mentioned West Adelaide, a team who you've been tied to,
yes.
Been part of the coaching staff over the years. We'll revisit that in a second, because a bit of a dangerous moment here for West Torrens Birkalla.
That's Rikiki. Yeah, she likes a long shot too.
Just not enough on that in the end, but Campbelltown get their first shot, albeit off target. So talk to us a little bit about West Adelaide. A disappointing end to the season. The fact that they didn't even take part in the grand final was, undefeated throughout the season, which is huge. So it would have been disappointment for them. Did you have much of a conversation with the coaching staff there? How did they feel in the wake of that?
Look, I'm the type of guy that, the season they had undefeated, 3 out of the 4 trophies. Of course, it's disappointing, but, in moments, you want your big players to stand up and other players to do the... And sometimes it's the one percenters and the bit of luck, and I just think the last 2 years they haven't had their luck. Maybe now that I'm out of the coaching box, they'll have that luck. But it's football. It's football moments. Those 1 percenters,
So. Yeah, that's right. Another throw in here for West Torrens Birkalla. And Elise Simpson will take. Attempted the short ball, but it's cut off. They managed to keep possession. Here's a little bit of space to do something. Tried to slip the ball in the middle to Bilardo, but she didn't get to it. Campbelltown didn't quite manage to clear it here. Goes to West Torrens Birkalla player, but if Campbelltown can get a counter going quickly here, it could be an opportunity, but no, it's gone over. It'll be a West Torrens Birkalla throw in. So speaking of coaching as well, you mentioned off air you've got a little bit of experience with some of the coaches on either bench as well?
Yeah, I know Chris Goddard, been up against him. Mick Nicholson is a new coach for Burks. Alice Gorman was involved with West Adelaide. Lots of experience, good coach.
Chance here, cross comes from Campbelltown. Just a little bit too high, although Kurosawa did get a hand to it. Campbelltown have it on the opposite side now. Managed to centre it, but ends up being cleared.
Yeah, the Campbelltown bench has got past WNPL coach Dan, who's from Comets, is now on their bench as well as one of the assistant coaches. So got a bit of coaching experience in there as well.
And we're chatting to Chris Goddard before the game started as well, and he's taken a step, I guess, back to a technical director for the women's program here at West Torrens Birkalla. He was saying to us he's got a lot of years under his belt, which means a lot of experience, and he's going to enjoy just reducing the responsibilities ever so slightly.
Yeah, I actually don't think he's on the bench. Oh, yeah, he's tucked at the back and just having a nice warm spot without getting drenched. Yeah, so no, it's you know, a lot of years in football, you don't lose the knowledge. You can pass that knowledge on to the new coaches. So I'm sure Mitch's going to take all his insights and learn a lot from him. That's a great pass from Stella.
Summer Doman, she's got a couple of options in the middle. Intercepted though by West Torrens Birkalla and cleared. Vogelsang in a bit of a foot race. She doesn't quite get there, but one of her teammates does. Long ball. Was looking for Williams, but didn't quite make it there. And now it's Campbelltown's chance to send it long, and Rikiki is running onto it. This is really dangerous here. In the end, she was just a little bit too far advanced, and that wasn't going to trouble Ayana Kurosawa. Yeah, going back to your point about the... I think maybe the seasons can seem really quiet when you don't have the responsibilities both on weekends and multiple nights a week too. So I'm sure even though you know, he's made the decision to just step back on the responsibilities a little bit, he'll still be getting that itch, I'm sure, Chris Goddard. Yeah,
I'm sure he will. And I'm sure Mitch will ask him to possibly take some sessions or add some insight. So, yeah, no, you're never too far away.
Another chance for Campbelltown, and I'll tell you what, so far, Monique Rikiki's
excellent
looking
player.
Like a threat, yeah. Well, so far, pretty competitive. There's been a couple of opportunities at either end. Can't say that either team's really been controlling the momentum, so nice tight one at Jack Smith Park so far. Of course, we had an earlier game, 6:15 kickoff, Vista and FSA. We'll get your results on that a little bit later on. 8:15, we had Adelaide Uni and Flinders kick off, and West Adelaide and Adelaide Comets, of course, last year's champions, is running at the moment. Theo with a quick phone out. Vista and NTC 1-1 already, so sounds like a competitive start there as well. Vista, of course, coming up from WSL last year. Long ball in, but that ball from Anastasia Simic wasn't going to be any trouble in the end.
It's a great second ball.
Williams, she's got a real chance here, hits it. Unfortunately, straight to the hands. Melissa Bosco not troubled by that one in the end, but there's a bit of a dangerous spiel from Campbelltown, but it looks like they'll be able to mop it up successfully. And this will be a Torrens Birkalla throw in just on the edge of their attacking third. Annalise Simpson calling for some closer options.
I think Annalise is from the program. Another one of Stella's gems. He's an excellent coach. Developed some absolute superstar players, and unfortunately they always play against him and score goals or do well.
Yeah, you're right. FSA NTC program, and prior to that, Sturt Lions. So it's always a bit of an interesting thing at the start of each season, just watching where those state program players all end up.
Yeah,
I mean, it keeps the program really interesting, doesn't it?
I suppose it's working its wonders if the talent's still coming through. So kudos to the guys down, the girls and the boys down there, doing an excellent job developing some very good players.
Their season was interesting last year because they started really, really strongly, but all of a sudden fell off. So it'll be interesting to see with a new crop what they managed to do today. I haven't managed to check the results of the game earlier. Oh no, that was the one you showed me.
That
actually.
was a 1-1. No, that's fine. Yeah.
That was a full-time score. I thought that was a progress one. I got my games mixed up. So
no, that's okay. I think what you'll find is they'll be a bit younger, first year of a 2-year cycle. So, but I think, look, they're an excellent coaching group, and then they're in the program for a reason. So they're good players.
Yeah, so much talent coming through. I actually saw them in an early game in pre-season, and again, pre-season's a little bit difficult to judge, but that night they were absolutely on fire against Metro Stars.
Yeah, Metro Stars have happened to pick up a lot of good players as well. So it's going to be an interesting year this year.
I will be fascinated to see that, because from that game I saw, now admittedly it was very, very early, Metro Stars had some really good players playing, but they, to be honest, got beaten pretty convincingly by FSA on that particular night. So, I think it would have been a really busy last month for them, just making sure they're all up to, their peak sharpness and fitness. And, yeah, for sure, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for them. There'll be a lot of expectation on them this year, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Coming under the one name, no longer two clubs, one club now. So the women and the men, which is fantastic. Yeah, and I think, any club that's going out to buy players, I think Campbelltown will have a bit of pressure as well. The amount of players that they've brought in the last 2 years. So, yeah, but it's pressure builds diamonds. That's what they say, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. And there's one of the players that Campbelltown's picked up, Bramley. Happy to take her for a run down the middle, and she tried to present a bit of an option there on the underlap, but West Torrens Birkalla ultimately managed to win it. And still the momentum of this game switching from either side. I think arguably maybe over the last 5 it's been a little bit more Campbelltown.
Yeah, it has. But then Berks have had their moments, like the counter moments, saying that Anna does it. Okay. But I think it's moving around basically like the wind.
Vogelsang sends it long. Centering ball, looking for Bilardo. Didn't quite make it there.
Just working as well in the last couple of years. I've been fortunate enough to work with Yuka and Nano at the Comets, and Nina Yamada at Westies. By gosh, they're a joy to watch. And it seems like this goalkeeper here, her feet are excellent. So, and her understanding of the game, and to get a cap for Japan, it must be pretty good.
Yeah, it's not quite sure of the age group that she played for, but yeah, and we've seen the quality of the Japanese players. So, to be picked out of the bunch of those, both in the women's game and the men's game, it's been immense. Every team every year seems to be picking up some new amazing player from Japan that makes a splash, and it's a pleasure to watch.
I don't know. All the Australians want to go there on holiday. All the Japanese players want to come play here. That's a dangerous ball.
Not quite sure what the intention was there, whether looking for someone to run onto it, but in the end it ends up in the safe hands of Melissa Bosco, who herself has some international experience, I guess. She was once part of a junior Matildas camp, so in the international setup at one point.
There's a bit of a change as well. Ellie Princess used to play as a 2 last year, or a 5. Obviously, she's playing a bit more in the inverted as a 6, because there's Annalise Simpson as a 2 now. So just added to the quality of their team.
And she'll be delivering this one from the spot as well. Another opportunity. It was from the other side before.
Are they actually going against the breeze? This wind is changing constantly.
I think at this particular second, I believe they are. So we'll probably see it affect her. We'll check out what that rocket of a right foot's like on her. She does fancy her chances long. Comes down and falls to
Sashel.
Here's a chance for Campbelltown.
It's got to run.
Takuda looks like she'll win the foot race, but no. Spoke a little bit too soon. Annalise Simpson wasn't happy to let her get to that. But in the end, it will be a goal kick. And you mentioned Kurosawa's feet before. Looks like she'll be getting ready to go long again.
Actually, I was wrong about Chris Goddard. He's actually holding a dog on the sidelines.
Yeah, I did think I spotted him there. So maybe he's not feeling like he's left out on the bench. He's happy to enjoy his coffee and taking the dog for a walk. Good on him.
It's a good one, 1-2. You can see Stella how clever she is. She goes into good positions. She creates good runs to go forward, and she's going to be quite dangerous once they learn how to play with her.
Doman was looking for that cross, but just cut off on the way to get to it. So it'll be another West Torrens Birkalla goal kick. And just talking about the momentum, it seems to be spending more and more time as this half goes on in that forward half for Campbelltown. But West Torrens Birkalla still looking dangerous.
Yeah, I think football of late has become a lot like basketball. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, which is great for the viewer, but not great for the coach's hearts.
Well, we had a feast of goals to kick off the RAA NPLSA season last week, so maybe the Apex Steel WNPL players want to see some goals too. Here's maybe a chance for one, although that initial touch, not quite what Talia Bellado would have been wanting from it. But West Torrens Birkalla do come away with that with a throw-in. Trek manages to keep it under some pressure. Takuda managing to open up a little bit of space just with the short passing. Pritchard, she's under pressure and doesn't manage to get it off. This will be a Campbelltown throw-in. So again, West Torrens Birkalla not managing to clear it out of that home half, and another throw-in from an advanced position for Campbelltown. Kira Glynns will take. A little bit of time here, centres it, but cut off by West Torrens Birkalla again. Vogelsang ultimately ends up with possession, and there's a couple of options running in the middle.
Great ball. Ooh, just
Lado looked for a moment like she was going to pick up the pieces there, but now it's time for Campbelltown to play it out. Finds Takuda again. That little 1-2, just opening up enough space again to advance that. Takuda's quite composed on the ball, isn't she?
Yeah. As stated previously, Japanese technical skills, amazing. Oh, missed error made.
Chance here for West Torrens Birkalla. Lado doesn't get there in time. But we were talking about, I guess, over the last 10 minutes, maybe Campbelltown having a run of play, but, I mean, Melissa Bosco hasn't exactly had her hands in her pockets either.
No, no. As stated, it's like a basketball game. So, no, it's like I said, I think it's still very early in the season. Everyone's trying to figure out. Girls are trying to work out where the runs are made. You know, defensively, you can walk away with a clean sheet. You take that. But yeah, we want to see goals.
Absolutely. Did well to find a recipient on the far end, just stopped from the initial shots. Oh. And that might have been the clearest chance we've seen so far tonight. Again, against the run of play somewhat, but it does seem that West Torrens Birkalla are just wrestling that momentum back a little bit. And to your point, what you were saying, we haven't seen goals yet, so it's not quite a basketball game, but it's certainly end-to-end. And here's Campbelltown. They opt to slow it down, and cross comes in. There's the tall head of Anna Pritchard was waiting.
And I know I'm old, but I thought I'd seen that player before, but that was Angela Mills. She played for Salisbury Inter. She scored. She's a very good player. Would score quite often. So, yeah, it's another player that Salisbury Inter have lost.
Well, I can tell you that last year she won the Golden Boot for the club, scoring 10 goals. So there's a team that I was really impressed with last year was Salisbury Inter. On their day, I saw them playing away at Adelaide City, and although Adelaide City didn't have their best year last year, I was really impressive with the team and what Carl Maynard had put together.
Yeah.
West Torrens Birkalla with another opportunity. Vogelsang was calling for it. She's still floating around there, and that eventually finds her. Like an attempt to the cross, we're just obstructed by the bench. That took a deflection, because this will be... No, it will... Is that a throw-in or... Yeah, it will be a throw-in.
Yeah, I saw Carl at a coaches conference and he was talking about how he's lost a lot of his team and how he's going to have to rebuild. But Carl's a good coach. He knows what he's doing, and he's managed to sign the pretty good striker in Rojas. So I think she knows what she's doing. So if you can get her the ball, I think they'll cause a lot of grief.
And Carl Maynard, in the end, named the Coach of the Year for the Apex Steel WNPL as well. So the community recognising his quality. This one dribbles in. This is dangerous here.
Ooh.
Shot from Williams deflected, and seems again.
Clearest chance of the day.
Yeah, Campbelltown just get out of jail free once more, and a couple really clear chances just over the last 2 minutes. And again, we're talking about West Birkalla wrestling back some momentum, and they've certainly done that. Macaulay looking around, assessing her options. She chooses a long one. Williams, first touch, just put it into the path of Kira Glynns and ends up all the way back again with Melissa Bosco. So speaking of Salisbury Inter, that's who Campbelltown will be playing away next week. So a bit of an early kickoff there, 1 p.m. at Inter. So, and again, we talk about conditions. That's probably going to be very different next week again. It's going to be midday and probably a little bit warm if we see the current weather continue next week.
Well, if I was a player, I would boycott that game because that's during my lunchtime. I'll last say the coach I have to work that day. I can't make it. I suppose that's why I didn't play anywhere.
That ball not dealt with the best from West Birkalla, but they do somewhat manage to clear it, and here they are on the counter-attack. Williams again. That time takes a deflection, but will it work out in Birkalla's favour? No, it won't. Bosco's got it. I did attend a trial game a couple of weeks ago, Metro Stars and Adelaide United Youth, with a 9 o'clock kickoff due to heat.
Okay.
I've got to be honest, I wouldn't like it if I was a player. As a spectator, I loved getting to the ground with a coffee and watching a game first thing.
Yeah, talk about coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I need one. It's probably, look, a lot of school sport is played at 9 o'clock in the morning, and, you get played and get the whole weekend free. So, but it's hard for the girls because if you think about it, they have to be there for an hour before. Depends where they're travelling from, so you don't want too many 9 o'clock starts, but I think it's only a pre-season. Yeah,
for pre-season I think you can manage that. And of course, when you're dealing with elite players as well, you've got to get up a couple of hours earlier to get some food in as well. And, 9 o'clock, you sort of want to be out of bed, with a time with a 6 in front of it, which is less than ideal.
Yep, unless you've got kids, and that's normal.
Well, then you've got no choice, have you?
Yeah. So, no, it's... like I said, for 23 minutes, this game has literally flown past. Although there's been no goals, it's been highly entertaining.
And I guess maybe speaking to the pickups of both these teams, the fact that there's been threats at either end. Some nice footwork from Sarah Chappell, the captain. And she finds herself almost on the end of it again. Takuda. Short pass to find Amelia Rakiki. Yeah, so on the topics of those pickups, we mentioned number 16, Chappell, former Hills Hawks, FSA program, Sturt, Comets. Futsal for the Australia team, played for them in Spain apparently, so if you want to know why the footwork's good, there's a suggestion.
Yeah.
And now Campbelltown had just managed to slow things down a little bit and just try to play the game a little bit more on their terms, but that pressure still being applied by West Birkalla as Sarah Chappell goes to ground to claim that.
And their formation, they've matched up literally the same way against each other. So everyone's player on player.
Simpson just a little bit too much on that initial touch, but West Birkalla still have it. They now spill though, and Campbelltown are looking to rebound. Campbelltown building now here. It's eventually cut off, but that clearance wasn't brilliant. It's gone to red shirts. Long ball looking for the Japanese Yuka Takuda.
switch flanks, I think, with Rikiki.
Typical fashion for a Japanese winger. They don't mind floating really, really, really wide.
Yeah, I
and
can.
opening up as much space as they can.
Yeah, I just nearly interjected you, but I was just about to say, quite often Yuka would do, at the Comet, she would be quiet for 45 minutes and do 4 amazing things, and it's 4-0 our way. It just quite remarkable how smart and gifted that player was, and still is.
Nice little ball, slip to Yanella.
Great
She's
tackle.
just a little bit too slow to get it off. She's calling for a free kick, but Campbelltown has indicated that it's going to be a goal kick here.
I think we've mentioned a lot of things today, but we actually haven't mentioned about the officials and actually stand out.
Yep, the new pink kits.
Yeah.
We saw those debuted last week on Friday night at Croydon versus Para Hills, and I did notice on that night Para Hills had a pink warm-up kit as well.
Okay.
And a couple of the officials up in the rooms at Croydon were pretty pleased. They thought it might have been a nod to them.
That's fantastic.
Campbelltown on the attack, but it doesn't last too long. Williams was calling for it.
This is what Vogelsang is very dangerous.
She's a really powerful player. She's just runs with a lot of gusto. Former Borussia Mönchengladbach, Adelaide Uni, but she was also the captain of her under-17 Bundesliga team. You can't say that about too many players, can you?
No. I did coach a team on the Bundesliga on Football Manager.
Okay.
But,
how did they go?
very well. So, yeah, they were Bayern Munich, so of course I had to win.
Well, that helps, I think. Macaulay off her left. Goes over the crowd of players and sort of just over them, but Bosco did not look too phased at all. 28 minutes now, still 0-0 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard.
There's going to be a goal today, I can feel it, but I don't know where it's going to come from.
It's almost surprising that we haven't seen it already, to be honest. And as you said before, it's been a pretty entertaining game. And here's a chance for something. Oh, cut off at the last minute.
Typical Anna run. Beautiful ball by Kira Glintz. A little bit unlucky.
We've got to be careful here because we're talking about not seeing a goal yet, and it almost just landed on our lap.
Commentator's curse.
Was that trying to weaponise the commentator's curse?
Maybe. Maybe.
One of the Campbelltown supporters trying to... I'm not sure what that was. I think he was trying to get us to get something cooking for his team.
Well, he said say something, so we're actually talking.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We, of course, thank our partner, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA. Cross from Sarah Chappell. Doesn't manage to find one of her players in black and yellow. And, of course, we're going back the other way now from Campbelltown, albeit momentarily. This will be a Campbelltown throw-in. Olivia Bramley will take Durham Women's Football Club is where she has returned from. Also trained at the Leicester City Centre of Excellence, so among other clubs as well.
West Adelaide Championship winner. She was there before my time.
Yeah, in fact, she's won a SAWNPL treble and Team of the Year in 22, and somehow between all of that also managed to study for a PhD. So if you ever wanted to feel lazy, pay close attention to Olivia Bramley's, what she gets up to.
Follow her on Twitter. Depends what the PhD is in. If it's biomedical science, then...
I'll tell you what, I was actually looking at some of the player facts during the week, and when I was doing my research on some of the players, the amount of Apex Steel WNPL players that are studying PhDs is pretty astonishing. They might have the men beat in terms of education.
Well, if you follow the WNPL, you know it's a very honest game. And the girls are, I actually made a comment a couple of years ago when I coached Chrissy Panagaris, and I said to Chrissy, you know when you get in the box, you know when someone kicks you, you can actually fall over?
The coach wouldn't instruct that, would they?
Of course they do. But no, they're very, very honest, and, they wear their heart in their sleeves. It's a very pure game of football. So
it is. I think, visually, as you said, it's just something very different to witness compared to the men's game. A little bit more free-flowing.
Yeah.
But the physicality, I think, physicality for me is maybe the biggest thing between the women's and the men's game, and even just I guess I'd call it sometimes the games or the dark arts, some people call it, becomes a bit of a sideshow in the men's game. It becomes quite a factor.
Yeah.
But pure and honest is a good way to describe the women, I think.
Yeah, you look at Stella, looking for a nutmeg. The women's game has just evolved and, to an unbelievable level. We've got some excellent coaches. We mentioned Michele at NTC, what he has to do with every year. He makes gems and he loses them. So
just cut off there, because I just cut you off there. But
stock standard.
Williams just manages to hold off, and Vogelsang, she's a player that doesn't mind using a bit of physicality, not in a overwhelming way. She's just a very strong player and is able to hold her ground. 33 minutes gone.
You got some trailblazers as well. Got Rachel Quigley. Sure happy she got a mention for this. She's doing really well at Wolves.
A few Australian names, even South Australian names making a splash. Charlotte Grant as well.
Yeah. Now Matilda's did a great job last night. I think it's 4-0.
Convincing scoreline, and of course they've got I think South Korea's Sunday, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So just got to get the job done there. But actually, I might go back to this point because Stella Vitrek will look to make something of this. How's her right boot?
Amazing.
Let's see about that. Vitrek, 3-person wall in front of her. She goes low.
She's that good, she even tried to score and pass at the same time.
Akane Kurosawa was making a bit of a mad dash to it. It looked like there was a funny little hesitation before. Maybe it was just a bit of a tricky one to judge in the end, but perhaps, I think, was it wide, or did you see it take a deflection from your point of view?
No, I think it went straight across. I think she tried to do a knuckleball and obviously didn't get under it enough. It just went hard and low, and the goalkeeper just watched it out.
It's a dangerous clearance, but they get away with it.
Nice, comfortable feet.
Vitrek was ready to pluck it, but now we're going the other way. Lena Vogelsang. Back to Macaulay.
Macaulay was Adelaide City player and played for many years there, and very successful as well.
In fact, 3 championships while she was at Adelaide City, 17, 18 and 19.
Yeah.
West Times Birkalla just trying to get it out of trouble. They don't completely manage to clear it in the end. Bilardo manages to get a clean touch and offload it. Vogelsang slips it to Chappell. Her little attempt there just cut off, but she does get a second chance. Williams. Robertson. She looked up, perhaps for a long option. Decides to go short to Williams again. He ultimately spills and Campbelltown will counter. Well, that's dangerous. They didn't clear it as quickly as they could, and I think it's Williams who's on the floor at the moment. She's, in typical female player fashion, decides to shake it off and continue.
She's done Taylor Swift. Hands in the back. Okay.
Vogel sang. Simpson. This will land just ahead of Williams and just after the bounce it a little bit too close to Bosco, so she managed to deal with it effectively. Did well to pick out the option on the right-hand side, and maybe a chance for Campbelltown to build something here. There's 3 red shirts in the middle. Didn't manage to find them initially, but they managed to keep possession. It's Kuda. It's up all the way back with Simic.
I think they just need to be a bit more patient, Campbelltown, when they get the ball in the final third. They seem to be trying to look for that killer ball. Just stay a bit more patient, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of their opportunities so far have been off that counter, and yeah, perhaps you're right. Just need to slow things down and just wait their opportunity. But on the flip side, West Torrens Birkalla, they seem to be pressing pretty aggressively at times. But nonetheless, despite the opportunities so far, still 0-0 and 37 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor display solutions.
So yeah, their transitional moments are excellent. They've attacked very well. Quite unlucky to have not scored as well. So even Anna Pritchard unlucky not to score as well. So yeah, hopefully there's a goal coming soon for all our viewers.
Yeah, I think they deserve it at this point. The game's definitely been worthy, but maybe it speaks to the quality of both keepers, because I think they've both been pretty impressive so far tonight as well. Both Ayana Kurosawa for West Torrens Birkalla and Melissa Bosco, of course, for Campbelltown. Here's a chance for West Torrens Birkalla. This could perhaps be their opportunity. Williams has her hand in the air. She's calling for it in the middle. There's the cross. It's Bilardo. They just missed it. Campbelltown still scrambling to clear, but that wasn't a great touch. Fell to the feet of Lena Vogelsang, and it was a bit of a perhaps half attempt there because it wasn't anywhere near in the end.
They attack that quite well. Like I said, they're counter-attacking moments, and they seem to be a bit more patient, and in their passing in the final thirds, it's actually I actually find that they've been better in the final third. Things can change.
It'll be interesting as well. You mentioned the wind switching from side to side. West Torrens Birkalla sort of favouring those long crosses and balls in sort of to the path of Williams at times, and Bilardo making some runs as well just to her left. Whether when they switch ends it will affect it in the second half, perhaps. It might make things harder or easier again, depending on what the wind's doing, because it's a little bit unpredictable at the moment. I think they're kicking into it again just in this particular second.
Yeah. And you can see Takuda and Rikiki was actually doing very well in the first 10 minutes, and she's changed. She hasn't come back. I do like when your front three, if you play a front three, they do rotate. Stella can play out the right, on the left. She can play as a 10. So,
especially when they do those sneaky sort of runs as well, which
Stella does all the time.
Yeah.
And Anna, their most dangerous chance, Anna made a deep run and fortunate to not score.
It's one of those long balls. Just didn't quite find itself at the feet of the intended target. That's a good throw-in though. And a cross. And the chance cut out. But here's Vogelsang. And a chance here for Birkalla. But Vogelsang doesn't get there before Bosco, again, it looked like we might have had our goal finally, but dealt with in the end. Well, that could have been a chance for one of those sneaky runs we were talking about, but that clearing ball.
Seems like the Birkalla Ultras are back.
Yeah, you're right. They found their voice again. I can hear at least one drum.
Yep.
I can't see it, but I can hear it.
They need a Tifa and they'll be perfect.
Well, they got the black and yellow. Maybe they should be watching some Borussia Dortmund games to get a little bit of inspo.
Oh.
Nothing like talking about the most dramatic example of it, hey? West Torrens, Birkalla, Williams. Again, the ball just over the top of it.
Hurricanes. I think her work rate, Vogelsang, is excellent. You know, this midfield is, they're both working extremely hard. Rikiki's trying to get on the ball. Anna's playing as a really high 10. So they're really all working hard to try and get the ball, trying to get midfield domination. It's quite difficult at the moment.
Any other standouts for you at this part of the game as we count down to half-time?
Like I said, I think Rikiki started off very well. She beat Annalise Simpson. I think Vogelsang has been... Sasha Williams also started off quite well. Yeah, I think... It's hard to say. It's I was a midfielder, so I do like midfielders, but you'd have to say that, you know, possibly Vogelsang has nudged it.
I think it's been a pretty hard-working performance from both teams, and even Williams was one of the players you mentioned, and she's the player that's sort of been closest to us and right in our line of sight this whole game. There's been a lot of balls go over the top of her, but it only takes one, and I guess it's a bit of a game of numbers that you just have to keep sending him in, and when she does eventually find herself onto a ball that's just measured right, then she'll be able to get that first touch in, control it, and just set her up for that follow-up and hopefully be able to breeze it past Melissa Bosco.
Look, they have speed. Williams, Bilardo, quick. Mills, dangerous. Scoring 10 goals in the NPL. Dangerous. So, I think, that, like I said, early season, let them settle down. I think Burks would be happy to try and get a sneaker win, but if they got a clean sheet and a draw, they'll take that.
Well, still well and truly anyone's game at this point in time, and although looks like we might be going to the halftime break with no goals, I wouldn't expect that to be the case for all of tonight. Call for a handball. Here's Williams. Manages to control it, but doesn't offload it cleanly enough.
As someone that loves watching technical players, I'd love to see Takuda play as in and around the middle of the park. Who knows?
Bilardo finds herself on the near side. Didn't quite give herself enough time or space to get that cross.
Is that her first corner?
Her first corner.
Is that out? Is that the first corner today?
No, we've had at least one, I believe.
Okay. Must have been asleep then.
It was early on. We were still getting ready for the season ahead as well. But I had to really think about that for a second.
You said like David likes to keep you on your toes, so I'll try to do the same. Red time. Great time to score.
Short option presenting, but he's getting some instructions from the assistant referee. Looks like it'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Vogelsang, it'll fall to her feet, get her left foot to it, and there is the goal we've been waiting for. It's Vogelsang, 45th minute of the first half. And you mentioned we maybe had one corner before, if that, and that's the difference in the end.
Yeah, couldn't actually quite see because there was a pole, but I'll go back and watch it back on YouTube and see what it's a good finish of Vogelsang. It looked like it. Seemed like the goalkeeper, like I said, I couldn't see properly, but it looked like the goalkeeper had blurred players in front of her and she couldn't see properly. And, yeah, she does have a habit of finding the goals.
Well, again, we're talking about her a little bit before in terms of her physicality, and she wasn't under a great deal of physical pressure there, but she did still have physical presence. And I thought initially maybe that corner had been mishit because it sort of, I thought maybe the intended target might have been the edge of the 6-yard box and it was just a little bit further out than that. But, I mean, Vocal saying really composed to be able to control that and eventually find the back of the net off her left boot. And we're off the mark here, finally at Jack Smith Park in round 1 of the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia. And Campbelltown, no doubt, will be wanting to hunt one back. I mean, it could be 1-0 or greater either way at this point, couldn't it?
Yeah, I was always an optimist. Would have been nice 3-2 at half-time, but I'll take the 1-0. Sorry to all the Arsenal supporters.
And there is the whistle for half-time. So, again, 1-0 the way of West Torrens Birkalla on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. Bit of a score update from elsewhere tonight. West Adelaide was the other team that kicked off at 8:30 tonight, and they currently lead 2-1 thanks to goals from Leonardo, Nicole Blackett, Chrissy Panagaris finding the back of the net in the 44th minute in that one. So plenty of action, of course. You can catch it all on FSA Leagues on YouTube. We're going to have a quick break and we'll see you in the next half.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Welcome football fans, one and all, to the 2025 RAA NPLSA Grand Final, a night where history beckons. Under the lights here tonight, one team will end their years of wait and finally add another elusive star upon their crest, while the other will face heartbreak and their dreams of glory will have to wait yet another year. It's the Metro Stars Soccer Club facing up against Croydon Football Club. And we're underway here. We have a lift-off in the 2025 RA NPLSA Grand Final. You can hear the noise already.
Success in this game. Hopefully for him that changes tonight.
First corner of the day by Michael Chidini. Near post. Walls with a header. And it's a great save from Daniel Margosh near to his post on the right there. But it's the first chance of the day, Mark, and it's a great delivery. Goes again, Chidini looking for that near post. This time it's a Croydon head. Out to Satira with the volley. Not sure if the goalkeeper had sight of that one, but it's just gone past the near post.
Yeah.
Here's Oscar Slattery looking to deliver. It's a great ball in as well. Nobody's there for Croydon. And now John will try and clean this up at the back post. John on his left foot, strikes. And deflected out for the first corner for Croydon, Mark. A great delivery there from young Oscar Slattery. Again off the boot of Polly. Celebrated his 150th game this year. Out. Trimboli with a right-footed strike, and that's far and wide, but an early sider there for Croydon and their leading marksman this season, Luca Trimboli. Here's his delivery now, near post. Good defensive header. Still going to come to Hisamoto with a strike on the left. Didn't connect with that one as he would have liked, and goes far over the bar.
Yeah, they know that the fact is they've got the ability to get the ball into play, and this is where they can catch teams out.
That missed header has led it to Chidini on the edge of the box. Has a strike deflected. Porter's there. The goalkeeper is too. I think he might have been offside there, Porter, but Daniel Margosh putting himself in the danger area.
Really does a lot of hard work and a lot of work that people don't normally see a lot of.
Passio John doing the work to find Klimek free. And now it's Trimboli with a left-footed strike. Caught neatly on the volley there, but he can't find the target, Mark.
Press a little bit higher. Press a little bit harder, and it's proof in the pudding now.
Back to Klimek, first time delivery. Finds all the way out to Styles, who tries to lift it far post for Slattery, wins the header. Trimboli, does he get a second opportunity? He's going to go with his left again. And now John with Nagel. John has the strike. It's just past the far post, Mark.
Supremacy with that ball and on the park.
Here's Visser back with the ball at his feet. It's a sight for Metro fans to enjoy. Woodfin now finds the free man. Satira puts a ball in. More fantastic work there from young Chris Vivian, getting in the way once again, Mark. And
he's zip, and we've seen that by the fact that the passing has been fantastic.
That's an excellent ball from Chidadini to his opposing winger in Visser. He's going 1v1, trying to favour it onto that left foot. It is strike, but over the bar, and it's not deflected either, as Visser's trying to claim, but
him in the side.
Playing his 32nd game today. It's also in line with Jackson Walls and his goalkeeper there in Cody Ostrike. And then it's 3 to play all games this season. Now we're in the box with Chidadini, has a strike. It's got not enough power on it as Margush can come, and he may give a word there to, looks like, here's Polly. Great deep delivery, Mapaw's there with a header. It's a great save though. Cody Ostrike down to his right, push it out for a corner, but
another 45, very similar to the first 45. Both teams willing to attack, both teams throwing themselves on the line to defend.
Now McNamara has to deal with this. Hisamoto's going to beat him to the ball. Look to have a strike deflected, and it's in, Mark! Into the top right corner, and it's Maya Hisamoto who opens the scoring here in the RA NPLSA final. And what a goal it is, Mark.
We said they've started 100 mile an hour, both teams going for it. Croydon, first team to capitalise. Noah McNamara can't clear his lines. He's gone to hook it out. Trimboli read where he was going to go, managed to get the block in. It fell kindly to Hisamoto. Then Hisamoto able to get his shot on target.
Came out on the winning side of that occasion. So far in grand finals for Metro, he's not been so lucky. There's another turnover in the middle of the park. Trimboli, his touch is loose, but he beats Gow to the ball. Now he switches it. Excellent vision from Trimboli to find Passio John. He has the strike and it's deflected. And no more great defensive work from wingers. That was Chidadini all the way back. High boot there by Martinelli, but he's going to win the ball. Looks to deliver near post. No touch forthcoming for Croydon.
Up, ran obviously, then Nagamatsu moved on. Wins has come in. So when you're playing a side like this, it just allows you the opportunities as well.
Right in the thick of things there with a great touch. Looking for the return by Visser. Shapes to shoot instead, and maybe that was the wrong option as it skies well over the bar. But a good first introduction there for Owen Windsor. Took the ball
Who's
down.
coming off, but I think they'll be on fairly soon, unlike the delay to Owen Windsor when he made his entry due to an issue with the colour of his socks.
Ball comes in and it's a big chance there. Another switcher play by Woodfin. It's excellent to Visser. He's got to look to put a ball in here. Looks for the cutback instead. It's Chittadini. It's deflected. You're going to see another chance here on the break. Greco has fed Alexander Good. But his shot is deflected out, and there was some good defending there by Metro Stars.
Exactly.
The other will take him on or look for the pass. He looks for the pass instead. And he spun well there, Windsor. And it's Chittadini with only the goalkeeper to beat. Takes it past him. And he can't find the back of the net. It's cleared off the line there by Vivian. But it's still alive here for Metro. And they'll win it in the Shield final as well. So he's a man for the big occasion. And he might be the one to finish things off here tonight. But struggling to clear their lines here at Croydon. Visser trying to find the feet at Windsor. He's in behind, takes it past another one at Windsor. Too close to the goalkeeper, and Croydon will clear mark. But they're really pushing up. Can Croydon seal things off here with a second? Delivery into the box. It's dangerous, and it's just over. Additional time.
I was going to say that was just announced around the ground, the 6 minutes, and that's the boos from Croydon side of the grandstand.
D'Angelo's in the box now, looking for a cross, and it's in! It's Woodfin, the hero! The Americans got them back in the clash, Mark, and it's at the death here. He's just nicked into the near post. We said it might have been too late, but it's never too late for the Americans.
No, we always said it might be too late, but Metro have always got the opportunity. You can never write them off. And we thought that was a little bit odd that Woodfin was getting the ball rolling quickly, but it allowed McNamara to swing that ball into the far post. D'Angelo fighting, and we're going to head to extra time by the looks of it.
What a moment for Metro Stars. They're back in this game, and we look like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win.
We can't say that now. We cannot say that now. We've just seen 2 goals in the space of a minute.
We said he was the man for the big occasions, Andre Cole, and he hasn't had too many this year, but this could be the biggest for him. Goals in grand finals. Who else do you call for but Mr. Andre Cole, Mark?
He's had a rough season. He's just come up and possibly won it for Croydon. Passage on. All the hard work he's put in this whole game. Puts in an absolute delightful ball.
McNamara can clear. Only to Martinello. A slip. Greco. Can he seal it with a third? It's deflected, and it's going to be a corner, Mark. That's another clearance. And the whistle's in the mouth of Regis Quefalek, and your champions for 2025 are Croydon FC. After 8 long years of wait, the crown is finally theirs, and it's going back to Bologna, Mark. It's bedlam there on the pitch. Your 2025 REA NPLSA champions. 6th time champions of SA here. And they're back on top, Croydon. The underdogs tonight, but they're going to be heroes for years.
Ready to play?
I think something most people don't realise about being a referee is how rewarding it actually is, and like the amount of friends and mates you make along the way. Like, it's just a really great community. I was really nervous. I just got a random call up and I went out to the ground, but it was really great. Like, I had great support my first game, and it was really good to just be surrounded by people who did support me. I love officiating football because it's really rewarding, and like, it's a great way to be still a part of the game even if you aren't playing. I think my "this is why I do it" moment was this year actually. I made my debut as an A-League official, And just being in front of like a big crowd was really, really cool to have experience, and it clicked in that moment. I was like, yeah, this is 100% why I do it. I have a great support system like here at FSA behind me. I would 100% say to someone who was thinking of becoming a referee to absolutely just go for it. Like, it's not as scary as you think it might be. Like, it's really, really, really good.
Welcome back to Jack Smith Park, round one of the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia, where West Torrens Birkalla currently lead Campbelltown 1-0. Simon Jimenez and Theo Milonis on the call as we get ready for proceedings to get back under the way. And we've got a little bit of a score update. Thank you, Theo, for being so quick on the results. 10 points on your first outing as a co-com. So Adelaide Uni currently leading Flinders United 2-0. And meanwhile, West Adelaide had the 8:30 kickoff to line up with us. And our update since then was a goal from Chrissy Panagaris making it 2-1 in the 44th minute. Then in the 47th, as soon as they got back, Madeline Wright making it 3-1. Now, we said during the first half it was a little bit of a windy, chilly one here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if that affects the second half at all. Theo, I'll go to you now. What are you expecting this second half?
I'm expecting Campbelltown for the first 10 minutes to literally throw everything as hard as they possibly can at Burks. Yeah, we'll see a lot about this game in the first 10 minutes, I think. They've got some absolute... I'm having a look there. They've got Bustos on the bench, Gilchrist on the bench. I think she's having a long chat to the coach that she'll probably be coming on very soon. So, yeah, the first 10 minutes should be like like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Gilchrist is getting the instructions. She hasn't got the track pants on at the moment, so that would suggest to me that she's maybe likely to come on quite soon. I can't see any changes for West Torrens Birkalla. Yep, not for Campbelltown either. So we did see some fancy footwork from the West Torrens Birkalla coach at half-time. We weren't going to bring that up, but I think I was so impressed by Mitchell Nicholson's juggling there that I think we have to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the tennis ball, and just showing us a bit of dribbling on the way out. So, yeah, he's got some clear talent there.
He's having a quick word with one of the assistant referees now as well, and I wonder if he's saying that he thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's probably saying, you want to catch up for a latte at McDonald's later? I can show you some more tricks.
Good crowd out here at Jack Smith Park tonight for the Friday night late kickoff. As we said, 4 games in total happening tonight as we get back underway. Stella Vitrek plays it back, and exactly to your point, Theo, they tried to play it high early, but cut off, although they continue to press. A little bit more fight early from them. Here's a chance. Just well shielded by West Torrens Birkalla in the end, just to make sure that ball safely gets back to Kurosawa. But yeah, you picked that it might be an aggressive start, and at least off the kickoff, showing just a little bit more fight, I think.
Yeah, I think the coaches would have said, okay, we considered a goal pretty late. Let's see if we can get one quickly back. So I think this next 10 minutes, see if Burks can hold up and see what they can do amongst the pressure.
Monique Rakiki, although the whistle goes. The start of the first half, you pointed out that she was doing some good work and an early involvement here. And the other thing that you brought up as well is just that maybe they looked like they were rushing things a little bit in their attack, and I think maybe in that last sequence, just a little bit more calm, I think.
I think so. I think he's just being a bit more patient in the final third and choosing a better pass instead of finding that killer ball Like I said, some new girls trying to find their way. But, you know, Rukiki was actually on the left-hand side in the first half against Annalise Simpson, but she hasn't gone back to the left. She just stayed on the right. This is quite dangerous because that's Mills on the ball, I think. Sasa Williams.
Frantic moment here. Vogelsang looked like she was going to have a crack. She didn't and doesn't get a second go at it. But West Torrens Birkalla still have it. Hirinitsis sends it out and it'll be a goal kick.
If that ball had fallen to Sarah Chappell, I reckon she would have had a shot for sure. Unfortunately, it finished left to Lena.
Well, I think perhaps Campbelltown just dialing up that pressure again, as we said, and maybe forcing now Birkalla to rush a little bit and squander that little chance.
I think, apologies, I said that Angela Mills made the run, but it was actually their left back. So sorry.
Rukiki again. Oh, does well to keep it. Still keeps it. Centres. Not quite enough space to release it from Amelia Rukiki, and now West Torrens Birkalla attack.
She's quick. Angela Mills.
Very quick Mills. She had Bilardo on her right-hand side, but opted to run it, and I think she's eventually dispossessed. So, although Bilardo did have a player in front of her as well, so neither with a real clean chance. Some nice footwork to keep it from Sarah Chappell.
I'm disappointed that Sarah Chappell's actually not taking these. Maybe the coach thinks that she'll shoot from there.
Maybe they want to surprise her later with the Chappell Cracker, as you dubbed it. That's a rocket shot from Sarah Chappell that we're waiting for.
The CC chip. That's actually a good ball.
Shorter one from Princess, and now Bilardo's just trying to keep it, cuts it in. Still got possession, but she's sort of been forced out. Princess sends it in. Chappell almost got to it. Emily Simpson looked like she was going to wind up to take a shot, but forgot about the Campbelltown defender that was coming to deal with it, and now Campbelltown are on the attack.
She had just looked over her shoulder, checked her shoulder.
Yeah, Rukiki was
Gone.
Floating as well. We talk about sneaky wide runs and see her getting some involvement. It was a sort of half attempt at a centering ball, but not overly threatening from Birkalla, but Campbelltown need to get a move on to clear. Rukiki involved once again. Bramley clears it.
I'd like to see Amelia, number 10, get on the ball a bit more, get a bit closer to Anna, and so Anna's got a bit of support every time she's got the ball, so they can do a quick combination. But who am I to coach anybody?
Williams just applying that pressure, and I think did ultimately cause that miss-hit, and West Torrens Birkalla looking to build again, although Campbelltown managed to cut it off.
We're just into autumn, and the Campbelltown coach has already got a beanie on.
Well, as a fella that doesn't have much hair on top, I can say that we do struggle. In summer you got the sunburn, and in winter your head gets cold. So I clearly haven't switched over seasons yet enough to get the beanie in the car, but that will be happening soon if we have some more cold nights.
This is actually coming from the person that was wearing shorts tonight.
Yeah, well, I've now got shorts under a gym towel and a jacket as well, because we can't quite figure what's happening this March. We were sweating last week when it was a weird, humid, uncomfortable day, but how quickly things can change in a Adelaide March.
Mad March.
Mad March, of course. Takuda, now she's on the opposite side of us. We got to see her work up close during the first half going the other way, but maybe a little bit of a quieter start, although it is only early. 51 minutes showing on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. We, of course, thank our partner Apex Steel as well, the official naming rights partner for the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia. Still plenty of action to play out in this game as well, but just having a look at next week for both teams, it's going to be FSA for West Torrens Birkalla, but followed by Flinders United away the following week, then Comets on Friday the 27th. Get down to a game if you can, but if you can't, all the action on FSA leagues on YouTube. Here come Campbelltown. Takuda content to take her time. Just trying to backtrack a little bit because she's under some serious pressure from Simpson, I think that is.
She just needed someone a metre away from her just to combine with her. But they seem to be running away from her.
Well, they have at times managed to create some opportunities from those short passes, but this could be a threatening opportunity here. It's Pritchard. The long ball comes in. Nice header from Rakiki.
Great save.
I think so far that may have been Campbelltown's best shot at it so far tonight. So a little bit more patience in the build-up there, which was something that I think you called for in the Leeds half-time, and maybe just rewarded for it a little bit there. It's a long ball to find Rakiki involved yet again, and she gets ahead to it once more, but that time it's spilled, although she's in hot pursuit of Jasmine Franks. Manages to get the ball to Doman. And another chance for Campbelltown there. And a Pritchard sending it wide. And here's that change. Brooke Gilchrist will be coming on.
Let's see who comes off.
Involved with Adelaide City last year, but a lot of players moved on from that program with them going down to WSL. So Amelia Rakiki making way. I think made a call a little bit earlier, just saying it maybe a little bit more involvement from her.
Brooks
throughout the game.
Yeah, Brooks a bit of a different player. Excellent feet, probably a bit more physical. Yeah, I think Amelia's a bit more. So maybe they want to put a bit of physicality back in because Sarah Chappell, Lena, and Princess are quite physical. So
well, it's interesting because Brooke Gilchrist has made a beeline for Lena Vogel, saying, which we kept making the comment in the first half, that she's such a strong player, and I think Brooke Gilchrist, she measures up okay next to her. Burke's just give enough space to advance, but Angela Mills runs into a Olivia Bramley-shaped brick wall.
I think Brooke was playing as a 10 a lot last year with Adelaide City, or playing on the wing, a second striker.
Yeah, I think I recall her playing a little bit more on the wing and maybe a little bit not as advanced in the few games that I called her there. I did recall the striker there just looking a little bit isolated at times for Adelaide City, but I mean that's last season and a different team. So
yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see her impact here, and again she's still in pretty close proximity to Lena Vogel, saying, so it wouldn't surprise me if that's one of her major focuses in this game.
Yeah, I just think, putting a double 10, combating, cutting there, making them go on the defensive instead of them being reactive, they'd be proactive. So and creating closer combinations between the 10 so they can get in behind. So time will tell.
A couple of players ended up on the ground in Gilchrist's wake in that instance, so making impact felt. Zoman centres it to Simic. That long ball comes over. Still a bit of a threat on for Campbelltown.
See what she does now.
Takuda centres it. She was looking for Beecherek, but ended up getting cut out, and this will be a Campbelltown throw-in.
56 minutes on cramp already. I'm not too sure. Is that Princess that's down? No, it's not.
I did notice on the topic of that, Princess did a bit of an awkward slip at the other end a little bit earlier, and she seemed to be nursing it. But she seems to be doing okay now.
That's Simpson, I think. Yeah, could have been a bump.
I did see even a little bit of stretching in the lead up to half-time too, so it will be interesting to watch as we get deeper into this game. Takuda staying pretty cool under pressure. I think she's still got it. She does manage to even offload it. Here comes across, but looked miss-hit possibly.
Uh-oh.
Bowman looked to do some sweeping up, but
no, it's too far away.
They did well to get it. Birkalla was both Mills and Bilardo that were chasing it down.
That's a yellow ball.
Just on the edge of the attacking third for West Torrens Birkalla. So I think I do have to say initially, I think I favour more Campbelltown for the opportunities they've had in this first half, and now it's West Torrens Birkalla just trying to wrestle back a little bit of control.
Yeah. I said for 10 minutes they'll throw a lot at them. They have. Probably unlucky that the goalkeeper made a really good save, but we talk about those moments.
Yeah, well, we're at about 12 minutes now in on 57 minutes showing on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard. So can Campbelltown sustain that effort to get rewarded? Because you feel if they do manage to do that, a goal will be there for the taking. And here's a chance for the Reds to build something. Monique Rakiki was calling for it, but it's gone down the other wing. It's Takuda. And numbers coming up to assist. Kira Glynns was calling for it as well, and Gilchrist. So, yeah, a little bit more central. And I think she does have a little bit more presence in the middle there. It does feel like she's, just exactly as I said, just a little bit more of a presence there. She's being marked by Sarah Chappell at the moment.
Another goal update.
Adelaide University currently leading Flinders United in the 69th minute. The score is 2-1 on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard.
West Adelaide still winning.
West Adelaide still leading as they try to charge towards their 2026 campaign and I guess try to match the in-season form from last year with the undefeated season and maybe even go one better in the finals and put a nice cap on it.
Yep. Well, they'll be a lot better this year because I won't be in the box. So there won't be anyone arguing with Costa. So no.
How did you go with an argument with Costa?
I never won.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought so, to be honest.
No. Costa and Owen and clearly can't think of his name. They are very, very in tune with their thoughts. It's an excellent box to be in, and it's excellent. But now I'm away from them and worrying about who's going to score the next goal here.
Well, they're going to be hunted again this year, and it'll be interesting to see how this eventuates with that back run of the season of Campbelltown and some of the players that they've picked up. Talking to a few guys in the lead-up, a lot of them said that Campbelltown were probably going to be a factor, but I think it's been relatively close, but I think I probably do give the edge overall throughout this game, and we are an hour in now to West Torrens Birkalla at home. Round one, though, it is early days, and we know how different the season looked halfway through last year for Campbelltown compared to their dream run home. Bilardo got the ball off, but it hit a couple of players in red on the way through. There's a yellow card shown, and I believe Olivia Bramley was the recipient.
I think it'll be the first one for the season.
We mentioned before that it was a point of yours that the women's game is often a more honest version of the game when compared to the men's. Maybe there's a bit of an opening for a real mongrel of a female player,
Yeah.
I like to see a little bit of meanness sometimes.
Yeah. As a father of two girls, I hope they're not mean, especially to me. No, they can't all be the same. I like that the girls, as the boys, have different DNA. Some are physical and some aren't. That is an excellent ball, by the way. Goodness gracious. Excellent free kick.
Almost a surprise one from Princess, because it sort of just bounced almost in and almost caught us by surprise there. So it could have very nearly snuck up on us and become 2-0. But
yeah, the goalkeeper was quite relaxed there as well. Just watching the ball into the post and fall into the strikers. And lucky it bounced the other way.
Not at jail yet, Campbelltown. And we spoke off the back of half-time that they had to really start strongly coming out of the half. And it looks now that West Torrens Birkalla maybe the little bit more active, more pressuring of the two at the moment.
Yeah, I think the wind's picked up as well for some reason, as expected. Going favouring the Berks at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I did notice it just sort of picked up in the just after we were digesting that free kick, so maybe a little bit affected at the end, but nonetheless, score remains 1-0. Another throw-in.
All the Campbelltown players are going for a vigorous warm-up.
Yeah, you'd expect if there's going to be, of course, they've already made the one with Gilchrist going into slipping into that central role, but there should be more changes coming shortly, I would feel. But Berks players are all looking pretty comfortable on the bench at the moment.
Sometimes in coaching, you say, oh, do you bite the bullet? Do you do it early? Do you do it late? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I think that's the beauty of coaching, and
I think it is a bit of a tricky situation as this shot comes in. There was a black and yellow shirt waiting for it in the middle, but wasn't too threatening in the end. And now a chance to have Campbelltown build a little bit of momentum and go forward, but that ball doesn't end up going to anyone, and it's banged back forward by Alice McCauley. Lado, nifty little header on it. Angela Mills never really looked she was going to get to it. Ahead of Melissa Bosco. Yeah, back to the topic of changes. Maybe we'll come back to that because Kinky's on a charge, but she didn't manage to find Dakota. She'll get another try of it here. Nice ball. And here's a bit of a race. Stella Vitarek just beaten to it. So opportunities happening at both ends at the moment. And is this going to be another corner kick? No, it'll be a throw-in, unless this is a monster throw-in, which is not bad in all honesty. Ends up near the edge of the 18-yard box. Gilchrist, nice little flick forward, and here's a good chance.
Oh, great save.
Georgia Yanella getting a shot off, and forced into action was Ayano Kurosawa. Did well to deal with it in the end. She didn't have a lot of space between that last touch and her needing to get in the way of it.
As a coach, you probably would be happy that they're starting creating. You just sharpen up a couple of things, just change a couple of things, just a fraction. Maybe get your wingers to invert a bit and just change things around, change sides. That are starting to create a lot more chances. So I think the coaches will be happy, be a bit more patient, I think.
And that goes back to a point I was going to make before as well around the changes. Neither team is doing poorly at the moment, are they? So you'd maybe almost be a little bit hesitant to make a change and disrupt the momentum because, again, maybe it is only a few tweaks and a bit of patience to see a difference made here.
I think it's, like I said, it's game of the season. The girls' legs will probably in around the 75th minute, depending the pre-season, how much load they got into their legs, what they're going to be like. Bit of a dangerous ball.
Olivia Bramley just checking that Melissa Bosco was up and about. Angela Mills gives herself a little bit of space. She centres it, but didn't look like Sarah Chappell was quite ready to receive as Brooke Gilchrist gets stuck into El Princess. It will be a free kick. And I mentioned before that Princess did an awkward slip sort of just after the halftime break, and now she's just getting a little bit of attention, having a little bit of a stretch.
milking the time in the 66th minute. They are getting that mongrel, Simon.
Yeah. Well, I did say usually they don't do the dark arts, but no, she's up pretty quickly. I think if it was one of the male players, it would have lasted a little bit longer.
Let's see if we see. Oh, we're not going to see a CC cracker? No.
They're keeping the CC crackers in the jar for now.
Yeah. Wait for the gale force winds.
Princess sends it in. Had the wind at her back, but it wasn't going to trouble Melissa Bosco at all. So maybe there's Princess Power rather than a Chapel Cracker that they're hoping for tonight.
Yeah. So clearing the ball.
Yeah, she sent it way over. Again, maybe you're onto something with the,
You're
with the usage of time here.
Yeah, it's no. I used to quite often used to say when I first went on the coaching with Comets and we were 1-0 up. I said, "Okay, we're 1-0 up. Let's." I was quite often a West Adelaide player playing against Adelaide City and would often lose 1-0. And okay, 1-0 up. Let's close the game. But yeah, no.
Just looking at these changes, there's a little bit of confusion if I'm being
So
completely
Asada's
honest.
on, Vicharek's off, Takuta's off, and Bustos is on.
Bustos on wearing the number 88. Marina Asada goes on wearing the number 36. So a couple more goal-scoring options.
So who's gone? Okay.
Zoman takes the throw in. West Torrens Birkalla deal with the clearance. So will Campbelltown just sustain this elevated intensity? It seems like some fresh, dangerous legs of Asada and Bustos may suggest that's what's going to happen. Gilchrist has a little bit of time and she finds her target in Ruby DePieri, who must have also found her way on.
Yeah. And you were going to mention about a player who wasn't on the team sheet. What was her name? Caitlin.
Lena Vogelsang coming forward now. Brings it all the way. Bilardo's in the middle, but wasn't sure if that was a cross or a shot of her own, but regardless, it will be a goal kick. Yeah, so the player I was talking about was Caitlin Reardon. Her name was not on the team sheet, and so it looks like the former SV07 Ellsbury player, formerly from West Torrens Birkalla before that, and once a FSA program captain as well. So she's not part of the fixture, and she was one of the players that I was really looking forward to seeing. But considering how West Torrens Birkalla have gone thus far, doing well. Vogelsang, what a shot from distance! And again, seemingly from nowhere, Lena Vogelsang finds the back of the net. 69th minute. It is 2-0 the way of West Torrens Birkalla.
Vogelsang Vornado.
I like that. Well, we mentioned that they were maybe trying to suck up a little bit of time, and now they've really got the luxury to be able to do that. That is an absolute cracker from Vogelsang, and again, I think it's fair to say that Campbelltown had one level up in intensity, but how quickly West Torrens Birkalla can capitalise on their danger. She made that run up front before, and she got, I guess, a little bit too far advanced. Wasn't able to get a shot on, but just less than 2 minutes later, she converts.
Yeah.
Lena Vogelsang,
she is
the 69th.
You have to literally sit, even as an opposition coach, and admire how she's willing to run into space.
Another chance for West Torrens Birkalla. Cross comes in. Was looking for Bilardo, but didn't get there. Yeah, I think she's one of those players that really stands out, to be honest, Vogelsang.
Yeah, gets the ball, drives into space. Defenders hate people running at you. Done a great job so far today. Double.
And just looking at the list as well for West Torrens Birkalla, I think it's a lot of the returning players as well from last year that I think have been quite impressive. tonight. So not necessarily the ring-ins. And we mentioned that Caitlin Reardon isn't even in the squad. I mean, Angela Mills has a little bit of involvement, but she's just one of the many who have. I mean, I've been impressed so far by a bunch of players. Vogelsang, I think, has been the standout, but Sasha Williams is one. Bilardo, she hasn't managed to convert, but she's in dangerous spaces, and you're getting feeling she may be able to do something before this game's out.
Yeah, I think the move of Princess in the middle, I've really liked that move in the middle of the park. Annalise Simpson playing as a 2, Princess in the middle. She's got a very smart player, fit and happy. It seems happy. Sarah Chappell, but they do have quality. And this player that's got absolute, winning pedigree from Adelaide City. Is it Lisinski?
Lisinski, yeah.
Sorry for all the Polish people. Not pronouncing that correctly.
I think you've done pretty well tonight, all in all. So it's just going to be called back into the middle was Marina Asada's getting some help. So I was going to talk a little bit about West Torrens Birkalla as they finished the season last year in 6th. 7 wins, but 10 losses. Goal difference was -16. So judging from what I've seen tonight, I think they've prepared themselves well, but can they continue this form throughout the season?
Yeah, with a lot of WNPL, I think squad depth is really important. So once you get a couple of injuries, once the weather isn't the best, so teams with deep squad depth will tend to. But if you stay fit, you never know.
Speaking of staying fit, I wonder if a bit of round 1-itis is being felt there. Is that a cramp that
I think so.
Sarah Chappell's feeling from?
After I said fit and happy. Sorry, Sarah.
Looks uncomfortable, but her bench is just coming back from warming up. There may be a change coming. Yano Kurosawa eventually gathers that up and she'll clear it long. 2-0 up now on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard. They'll be content to slow things down, but maybe after this attempt from Williams, although it's just tapped out, thanks to Kira Glynns, they take the throw quickly.
Last 15 minutes of the game, plus time on, so interesting seeing what kind of moves Burks have not made. Have they made a sub yet? No. After scoring that goal, the coach said, "Oh, okay, well, everything looks good. We've got another goal." But I think there'll be some changes. It looks like there's some changes coming. So
I can see the silhouette of a player on the bench in front of us, and maybe a couple of them getting ready to go on. Yeah, but no changes as of yet, and it's a pretty advanced point of the game. I think that, especially first round back into the season proper, you'd maybe try and manage loads a little bit, but also there's no substitution for a bit of hard work as well, and they've certainly put in that tonight and been given some rewards.
And like I was saying before with Campbelltown, they're actually doing quite well, and then there she goes again.
Vogelsang, this will be dangerous. Gets the initial touch. Here's a chance. Converts once again. Lena Vogelsang makes it to 75th minute. Jack Smith Park and West Torrens Birkalla running away with it. I wasn't sure there for a moment. She almost dribbled it a little bit too far, but had to cut back and some composure to convert.
Yeah, it was a beautiful run. Once again, the other thing that I mentioned before, she just runs at pace at you, strength on the ball, sharp feet to get away from you. Very composed, went around the keeper and just slotted it in.
Well, we're talking about this late stage of the game to make changes, and they're absolutely going to happen right now. I guess you can't doubt the fitness of West Torrens Birkalla because they've not slowed down at this point, I've got to say.
No.
And here's one of those changes. Hayley Needs, wearing the number 21, will come on. Successful night out from Angela Mills. And I thought Sarah Chappell was going to be coming off. She did just come back from the bench after she was having a bit of a stretch at one stage. Maybe just received a little bit of quick treatment during the stoppage. So just the one change then.
Yeah. Maybe Sarah just wants to wait and see if you can get a couple more minutes out of her legs.
Well, they've got some momentum at the moment, so maybe West Torrens Birkalla figure we haven't stopped yet tonight, but here come Campbelltown to try to reduce the deficit. They win a throw in, which looks like it'll be quickly taken by Ruby DiPieri. Chooses the short option. A little bit of a jostle here. Williams applying some pressure. And West Torrens Birkalla managed to win it momentarily. Gilchrist sort of hurriedly tried to play it forward, but ended up with opposition. But now Campbelltown can build from the back. Their captain, Olivia Bramley. Ball. Asada, she's a goal threat, but won't be on this occasion.
I've actually been very impressed with the goalkeeper. She's got good feet, saying that. She can clear a line, composed, talks to her defence a lot. I think that's an excellent pick up by Berks.
Ayano Kurosawa, who has come in, and Kendall Jenner, the usual first choice keeper, was
good
throughout last year. Yeah, a well-favoured goalkeeper, so I was a little bit surprised, to be honest, to see that they'd brought someone new in, but some real quality shown by Ayano Kurosawa so far tonight. And it doesn't seem like West Torrens Birkalla have let off the gas, because although we thought they may have been trying to slow things down a little bit at 1-0 up, at the 78th minute, it seems like they've put on the afterburners.
I think they can smell a little bit of blood in the water. There we go.
I think so. Here's another chance. Is that Vogel saying again? She tried to offload it this time too. Haley needs the sub. Campbelltown managed to deal with it though. 78 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard, and a quality game for round one, the first outing for West Torrens Birkalla and Campbelltown. What can Campbelltown do here? DiPieri wasn't content to let that one go, and here Campbelltown will get another bite. Bustos manages to play it off to Gilchrist. It's a long ball, but possibly looking a little bit rushed now again, Campbelltown, as they try to pursue West Torrens Birkalla and reduce this 3-0 deficit. Pritchard really fighting at this point. But pretty impressed on the other side from West Torrens Birkalla, just able to absorb that pressure, pass cleanly.
Yeah, staying smooth, nice and relaxed.
Mitchell Nicholson, as we said earlier, the coach for this year, and he's still got Chris Goddard from last year. Well, tonight I think he's just giving moral support because he's still playing with the dog, but
yeah,
he's still around, technical director for women's football at West Torrens Birkalla. Kiki finds Doman. She tried to offload it quickly to Bustos.
Oh, I think she's close.
Gallardo, what can she do from here? Bosco, brave, and came out to claim. So it's almost time of the game when we start talking about some of the standout players, and from your point of view, Theo, who do you think have been your standouts? I certainly know who my number one is so far, with 2 on the board.
Yeah, I think so. I called that quite early. She was quite prominent early. I've been really impressed with the whole back line, their structure, with or without the ball, has been. I've been quite impressed, actually, to be brutally honest. Campbelltown have got some real quality as well, but I still think they're finding their feet. They probably won't be their best version of themselves for a couple of weeks. Yeah, so I'll be saying my top 2 would probably be Vogelsang and the goalkeeper. I really do have liked them, but then you can't, Ellie Princess has been very good. The goalkeeper, I think Lesinski's been excellent. Rikiki was quite good really early on, but yeah.
It's Rikiki again. She's cut off once again. She's certainly had the work rate, but not been rewarded for that. I think I'm with you, absolutely. Lena Vogelsang, the number one. You're right, Kurosawa stand out, and Princess, especially in the second half as well.
I just think, structurally, I think the coach is quite on it. They sit quite deep, they counter very quickly. I think they will cause teams grief if they can stay fit.
And seemingly installed a lot of calm and composure as well. And I think that may be one of the messages for Campbelltown when they come out of this as well, just to be a little bit more measured. When we saw that coming out from half-time, that was better. Something that created things. And here's that dangerous counter-attack. Lena Vogelsang, Brooke Gilchrist applying the pressure, but ultimately West Torrens Birkalla retain. And just to go back to the change that was made moments ago, Sophie Betterman wearing the number 50 coming on for the captain, Sarah Chappell. And here's a change. Number 16 will be coming on, Alyssa Costello for Campbelltown.
Is that Kira Glentz coming off on the far side?
Actually can't see a red shirt coming off, to be honest.
On the far side.
Oh, there she is, taking the long walk back.
Oh, nice way. Taking out the first thing she does.
Birkalla managing to deal with that over the boundary, but it will be a Campbelltown throw-in. Mitchell Nicholson watching on. No doubt he'd be impressed with what he's seen tonight as he stands there with the tennis ball, which is was his juggling toy at half-time.
The stress ball.
Well, I don't think he looked too stressed. I think he'll be pretty pleased going in at 90 minutes tonight. 83 showing at the moment. One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard.
He'll be much happy if he's a clean sheet. Coaches love clean sheets.
Well, West Torrens Birkalla did well to clear that one. Gilchrist really strong. And Bilardo's feeling a little bit sorry for herself as she picks herself up. Campbelltown have managed to keep it in. Just while there's a little bit of a stoppage and Bilardo gets a little bit of attention, we can give you an update from West Adelaide where it's over 90 minutes now and there's been a very late goal from West Adelaide bringing the score to 4-1. Don't know who that goal scorer was, but West Adelaide continuing their in-season form from last year and its late stages as well at Adelaide Uni versus Flinders United, and Adelaide Uni leading that game 2-1. We did see one come back from Flinders United in the 69th minute, but it looks like it will be Adelaide Uni. And of course tonight the final game of 4 for this evening to kick off the Apex Steel WNPLSA season. Has that been the change made from West Torrens Birkalla?
Bilardo's just come off, yeah.
She's looking at the bench longingly. A little bit of a limp, not sure if she's just feeling a little bit banged up from a long game. Alana Ursino wearing the number 9 comes on, but you feel at this point that West Torrens Birkalla will be merely seeing this game out. But as you said, Theo, clean sheet will be nice as well. That'll be what Mitchell Nicholson will be pushing for through to 90 minutes.
Well, they've gone. They're trying to go even more defensive, so locked it all up. And,
Ruby DiPieri switched to the right-hand side. She was on the left, and she's on her own from the right at the moment. She's calling for it, pointing goalward. Summer Doman.
I think Liv Bramley's gone out to players at 5 as a left back.
She is with some involvement. Good first touch off the header. Successfully offloads it. Bustov's making a run to receive it, but Rakiki, who's shifted to the left in that swap with DiPieri, she didn't manage to get that off early enough. Bramley was just jostling to win that back, but now it's West Torrens Birkalla that can mount another dangerous attack, but it was momentary. Go back all the way to Bosco to build it up again. Bustos.
Yeah, it's 87 minutes. It's just they've changed the players, but they really haven't changed. They were patient for the first 10 minutes, and they were getting some joy. But then Burke's goal took a bit of wind out of their sail, and they found it hard to come back.
And I don't think they're really being rewarded at this stage either, Campbelltown, for the extra urgency that they're showing as well. I don't think the extra opportunities have really presented themselves, at least not consistently.
Yeah. Saying they haven't had chances, that's a lie, because the goalkeeper's made a really good save. But I agree wholeheartedly with what you've said.
Bosco builds an attack again. And you can certainly see that West Torrens Birkalla just sitting off a little bit more. Bramley. Here's a long ball, and they finally picked out DiPieri from the crowd, but maybe just misjudged that a little bit and came a little bit too short. Had she just hung back, she may have found herself at the end of that. A little bit of fun and games happening on the near side. West Torrens Birkalla will take their throw in. 88 minutes now.
88 minutes, nearly a full moon. Nice crowd. Been a good first game. We've seen goals. I might get invited back for another game.
Well, if the excitement of tonight's anything to go by, I think we'll have to get you on board.
Yeah. I think we've just... okay. Looks like we've lost the soccer ball.
Campbelltown, the team that are eager to get things back underway. So a stacked schedule of games happening tomorrow. It's going to be a 4:30 kickoff for Metro Stars in their, I guess, return outing as Metro Stars. They'll be hosting Salisbury Inter. Like a half chance for Campbelltown, but they may be able to get another one from it. DiPieri plays it back. Gilchrist with a ball that dipped a little bit unexpectedly, but still too late.
Yeah.
So 4:30, Metro Stars women against Salisbury Inter, and that is a curtain raiser for the Metro Stars men's game, which will kick off at 7 o'clock against Playford. That should be an exciting one. And meanwhile, the men's action kicks off at 3 o'clock. Comets hosting Campbelltown City. Meanwhile, Para Hills Knights versus West Torrens Birkalla will happen at Cassinco Stadium, aka the Paddocks. Carina Reserve will see Sturt Lions host West Adelaide for the 4 o'clock kickoff. Rakiki.
Asada.
Gave it to Asada, who had a crack. Still trying as we tick over the 90-minute mark. And just to finish that thought, 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night as well, Croydon against Adelaide City. Last time those two met, went to penalties at Adelaide City Park. So
lots of football.
Lots of football, lots of fun.
If you can't get out to a game, go watch it on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Support the local game. I think Anna just, he played advantage. Anna got a knock. He just played advantage. So,
bench just checking with Anna Pritchard. She's still holding her neck. And it's in time usage mode at the moment, you could say, for West Torrens Birkalla. Kurosawa was patient to pick that one up. One of the rules that we've got this year is the new rules around how quickly the keeper has to deal with the ball. I believe it's 8 seconds. they'll be given a hurry on by the ref. And if they don't do that, they'll give away a corner. The corner hasn't actually happened a whole lot. I think only a couple of instances in the A-League. We've got a nice info session in the lead up to this round where the FSA ref spoke to us. They said it's not intended to catch anybody out, this rule. It's just to speed up the game. So the role of the ref in that situation is to count down from 5 nice and loudly, nice and clearly, and the message should be received from the keeper at that point to deal with it. And it's 8 seconds from when the keeper has the ball controlled.
Okay.
So even if they have a little stumble, once it's controlled, they've got 8 seconds, which should be more than enough to deal with it. Unless
your name's Dino Zoff.
Betterman getting some involvement.
The workhorse is like just going through a power of work. Made a deep run again, Lena Vogelsang.
I thought we were going to see one last link up between Williams and Vogelsang there. It was a similar sort of build up to the couple of earlier goals.
Has Pritchard come back on? No.
Dying moments here at this point from Jack Smith Park. We got 92 minutes and 43 seconds showing on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard. I don't think we'll have too much longer. And that will give West Torrens Birkalla their first win for this 2026 Apex Steel WNPL season. And right on time, Juddatan blows the whistle. A celebration for the home side, West Torrens Birkalla. Not a bad first outing for Mitchell Nicholson as he wishes well his opposition coaches Joe Rakiki and Amaro Gosti. I think very impressive from West Torrens Birkalla tonight. A little bit to work on for Campbelltown, but we saw some moments that first 10 minutes out of the second half. I think they had some chances.
Yeah, they did. And look, we spoke about it before. Mitchell Nicholson, first game, 3 points, clean sheet. Playing at home, you take that. Good defensive performance. Goalkeeper, new players for Berks have mixed in really well. And like I said, I think Campbelltown will take a couple of weeks to find their mojo, get a real good balance, and then they'll be very, very dangerous. Game one. I'm glad we saw some goals today, and I hope I've added some real value to this this session today. And look, I hope you've enjoyed it at home because, I've enjoyed listening to your wisdom, and I really enjoyed the opportunity.
Well, you're not quite done yet. We've got one more job for you.
Yes,
we're going to settle this top 3 for me. Lena Vogelsang, number 1. Number 2 and 3, who are we going to settle for between Ayano Kurosawa and El Princess?
Clean sheet. Clean sheet, I'm going to say a goalkeeper. Your goalkeeper's only as good as your whole team, but I actually thought she was excellent today.
Not bad from Ayano Kurosawa, and our third best tonight. Well done to El Princess. With that, it's time for us to say goodnight. Tune in tomorrow, plenty of action on FSA leagues. If not, we'll see you at a game. We'll catch you soon.